Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. This feels so weird to do this kind of video again because I haven't done it in so long. If you've been watching some of my recent videos, you will know that I've had a bit of a theatre slump because I just haven't had the chance to do any theatre watching for different reasons. I'm currently on 10 for the year, which is not bad going, but I'd like it to be better. But we are back with a 2-video extravaganza, if you will, for a show I saw recently, which is Midsummer Night's Dream at the Rep. I know, don't look at it. It hurts my soul that I did it. I don't even know how I've done it. It hurts. But without further ado, let's get into the first of the 2 videos. Welcome to the nervous guide to the Rep's Midsummer Night's Dream. Hit the intro. So, if you are new here, firstly, hello and welcome. Secondly, you're thinking, what is she talking about? What do you mean 2 videos? What is the nervous guide? Rest a little head. Let's get into it. Let's do it really quickly. So for every show that I see, I like to do 2 separate videos, time and willing permitted. First one is this one. This is the nervous guide. The nervous guide is everything you need to know about a show before you go in, whether that be content, sensory warnings, information about merch if I can have any, or a merch haul, of course, because when you spend money on stuff you need to show it. It's just the law. Information on the theatre itself, especially if it's a new theatre to me personally, and just anything that might help that transformation, no, none of them are working, the little trip to the theatre a little bit easier, because some people, myself included, sometimes just need a little helping hand. The second video that we do is the review. Now, review is always put in inverted commas because at the end of the day I am in no way professional. I just like to see theatre, and sometimes I have to go and watch it alone and therefore have no chance to talk about my thoughts and feelings on everything that I've seen. So I stick a camera up and we have a little chat, and that is what we call the review. The review is basically the things I enjoyed about the show, things that maybe didn't enjoy as much. It's usually very positive because I try to be a positive person. There's so much negativity in the world. So yeah, I try to be positive. Thus the yellow top. But back into today's video. Welcome to the nervous guide to Midsummer Night's Dream at the Rep. Let's get into it. So let's start with, let's go theatre and seat because we always enjoy that. So as I mentioned, this is at the Birmingham Rep, which is one of my favourite spaces in Birmingham to see shows. There is many places in Birmingham, but the Rep is one of my happy places, I'd like to say. I was sat in H2. My mum, who I went with, was in H1. Our view kind of looked like this. I feel like for this show and also at the Rep, there isn't a bad seat anywhere. Whether you are up close and personal in A, all the way back to the back, which in our performance wasn't even full. We were about half capacity. Things to mention about seats in case you haven't yet purchased and you're debating. Firstly, at one point, and this kind of also goes in with the content and sensory stuff, at one point the character of Puck talks to one individual in the audience on the right hand side as you were looking at the stage. I was sat, like I said, in H, and it was about 4 rows in front of me. He basically was like, what's going on here? But in a more Shakespearean way. and this person kind of just stared back, and then the character moved on. So that is one thing that you may need to be aware of. The second thing, which again kind of jumps into sensory and content, but I'm warning now whilst we're talking about seats. At one point, 2 characters are in the audience. They run the entirety of one row. I want to say L. It is the one row in the rep that has more leg room than everywhere else. I don't know why this has happened. It's also the row that you see if you go through the middle doors at the rep. If you've never visited the rep and you're thinking, what is she whittering on about? Basically, there is no levels as such with the rep. It is one straight curve of seats. But there is 3 separate doors you can venture in through. You have the top doors for more of the top seating, the middle doors for the middle seating, and you'll never guess what the bottom doors are for. But you can use any of them for getting in and out of the theatre, out of the auditorium if you will. But yeah, there are 2 moments when there may be people being actors near you. At no point is there any kind of conversation in the second instance. It just might be that you are going to be kind of run past. So that happens too. Moving on to the let's do age recommendation, running time. Let's get that out. So as always for the rep, I love them for this. They always put little posters everywhere. This one, in case you're interested, was took in the cloakroom area because that's where I always buy my programmes. I'm sure there's other places, but they are my go-tos. So it suggests a 10+ age recommendation, which at the end of the day it is Shakespeare, but there is also a little bit of slight humour. Well, humour by Shakespeare's context. Anyway, running time of 2 hours and 50 minutes. They suggest Act 1 is 1 hour and 30, then there's a 20-minute interval, and then Act 2 is 1 hour. It goes through really fast. You don't realise you are sat there for the amount of time that it suggests you are. So yeah, it's great to watch. Spoiler for the next video. And I really enjoyed. The other thing I always enjoy from the rep is that on top of putting their posters everywhere, you also get an email just before your show which says useful information for upcoming visit. Basically reminds you where and when you are sitting, like or what you're going to see. It tells you what time it promptly starts, which is 2, not 2:30. The amount of people that try to sneak in late, annoying. It also puts in there the age guidance, the content advice, the running time, access, travel, arrival, refreshments, etc. Speaking of refreshments, etc., this time round was the first time that I have experienced this system. But when you purchase your tickets from the rep online, a couple of days before you receive a text message, in fact of the day if you will, there is a text message from the rep which says, hi, your performances today, access your tickets and pre-order your drinks here, with a link. When you click on the link it takes you to, I don't know if mine's going to open because I've obviously seen the show, it takes you to a, I don't think it will. It takes you to a separate page which doesn't pop up now because I've been, which has 4 separate little blocks. One is a little click, if you click on it, gets to your tickets. One allows you to purchase or order drinks. I think there's a bit about, I can't remember, I should have screenshotted, but it's really easy to work out. But it was a new experience for me, so I thought I'd mention that. Moving on to content and sensory. Now, I also feel I should mention that I went to a relaxed performance of this show just by chance, if you will, because I'm quite busy at the moment, not to humbly brag, but the whole run, which is about a month of this show, because it's playing from the 25th of April to the 24th of May, so pretty much a month, I am quite busy doing different things, so coming to see it when I saw it was the best choice for me. And it just so happened to be a relaxed performance, so there wasn't much difference. According to the Rep, relaxed performances are designed to welcome people with a learning disability, sensory and communication conditions, or anyone who will benefit from a more relaxed performance environment. There is a relaxed attitude to noise and movement, and some small changes made to the light and sound effects. To my knowledge, there wasn't a great change in my sound effects, but I just thought I'd mention that here because I'm about to read the information, the other content advice from the Rep, and in case I don't mention it, that then you are aware that I went to see the relaxed performance. So to give the entirety of the content advice thus: the Rep's new production of Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare brings a fresh take on a classic comedy appealing to both long-time fans of Shakespeare and those discovering his work for the first time. The show explores themes of climate, gender dynamics and shifting power relationships in a playful and imaginative way. The production includes occasional mild swearing in the form of wordplay, particularly relating to the mischievous character of Puck. Shakespeare's original text also contains some references to conflict and some verbal threats and mentions of death. At its heart, the story is a romantic comedy, and the production features light effects to attraction and affection expressed. Light references. Let's go for that sentence again. At its heart, the story is a romantic comedy, and the production features light references to attraction and affection expressed through movement, dance and comedic interaction. I know what they're getting at. The production contains use of certain theatrical effects, including bright flashes of light or brief flashes of light similar to camera bulbs at the beginning of the performance, and light haze effect created by handheld smoke machine towards the end. Now, like I said, I went to a relaxed performance. I don't remember there being essentially light flashes. I understand if it's because I went to the relaxed, it got took out. The whole show basically starts as a press conference, if you will, in front of a curtain. So whether they took them out because I was at the relaxed performance and I don't know. There is a few sound effects of thunder in the first scene once the curtain is raised, and a few rumblings like it's a storm situation. But again, they're not, or in my performance they weren't loud. And the smoke mentioned towards the end of the performance is basically during the play that's in the play of the show, where the players, as I always call them, I don't know how best to describe them, but the players in the play are running in a circle. One of them has this handheld fog machine and just runs it round and round, so there's like smoke, but it's not, as I like to call it, outside smoke. It basically stays on stage. It's stage smoke. Some people who've never watched my videos are going to be like, what is she wittering on about? Basically, you have the smoke slash haze that comes out and protrudes out, and sometimes it can like affect breathing or such. And then you have the kind of haze and fog that stays in the place it's been started, and doesn't protrude out. which is my favourite kind because I can sometimes be affected by the protruding out fog. Yeah, so there is a little bit of haze used at that point, but nothing too dramatic. Like I have said multiple times, I saw the relaxed performance, so there may be things that I may have missed because they were took out for the purpose of the performance I was at, but there wasn't anything major. I didn't write anything down. I did already mention the 2 moments where there is a possibility that a actor may appear near you. It's nothing to worry about, but I know from personal experience, if someone comes up to me during the performance that's like supposed to be on the stage, I'd be like, ah, hello. So I always do try and mention those kind of situations as well, because I know not everyone wants to be part of it when they are just watching it. So that is seat, that is content, that is sensory. I think the last thing to do is merchandise. There is not really any. Basic one is the programme. The programme costs £6 and it is this lovely square size Rep programme. Rep programmes tend to be square and I quite enjoy it, but that's just a personal preference. Sorry, I got sidetracked because it said upcoming directing credits. It's like, oh, you can stick that in. Imagine. In case you're interested, it's for one of the co-directors who is doing Sweeney Todd and also Peter Pan at the Rep. One of which I have tickets for and one of which I haven't yet. Guess which way around that is. Anyway, £6 if you so wish to purchase the programme. There is also a small space that is essentially a pop-up plant shop. Try saying that quickly. I'm not sure if I took a picture of it. I'm just going to talk and ramble at you for 2 seconds. I think I kind of did. So here it is. It's basically, as you would expect, a little plant shop. It's been done alongside, I'm assuming, a Birmingham based collective called Route 13. And it says on a little sign, because I've zoomed in, you can buy before the show at the interval, collect from the cloakroom after the show. So that is a kind of cute little thing. It's very earthy on stage throughout the show, and it was really nice to see a little plant shop. I didn't purchase because I'm terrible with plants. I quite often kill them. Animals, fine with. Plants, for some reason, can't keep them alive. Anyway, that is enough of me rambling on. That is the nervous guide to this show. Done! I'm going to have a quick sip of drink and then get into the other video so that I can film and edit them. No, mostly edit them because I'm filming it right now, and get them ready and raring to go. So without further ado, I'm going to round off this video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you come back next time for the review. Without further ado, the last thing to say is what I always say at the end, which is thus: so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen and goodbye. Bye everyone.